So most of you guys probably want to know out there, what actually is the difference between the Rawlings Gold Glove Awards and the Fielding Bible Awards. Just look at this thing. It's super beautiful. If you win this award, you're going to get your name on the base of the trophy. And if you wear a Rawlings glove, they actually put your real pattern of Rawlings glove into the gold leather on the glove that goes on top of the trophy. I want to find out who is the absolute best defender at each position in Major League Baseball. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Beyond the Glove podcast. As always, I am your host, Ben Loafman. So before we get into this podcast episode, I got a couple of housekeeping items for all of you out there. For those of you that listen pretty consistently, you've probably noticed that it's been about a month since our last episode. Moving forward with the Beyond the Glove podcast, we're probably going to be releasing episodes once a month, but we still have plenty of awesome interviews in store for the end of this year and for 2025. And I think we got a lot of good things coming up your way as far as the podcast goes. Second thing, for those of you that are watching the podcast, you'll notice that I'm in a new setting. We are in our Rawlings room here at JustGloves, and this is a room that we have here to kind of celebrate our relationship with Rawlings. You'll notice on the back wall that we actually have the placards of past winners of the Gold Glove. And then as well, we actually have a Rawlings Gold Glove Award that I'll bring out later in the show. But why don't we go ahead, let's hop right in. So what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about the difference between the two awards that celebrate defensive excellence within Major League Baseball. We got the Fielding Bible Awards, and then we also have the Rawlings Gold Glove Awards as well. And for those of us who love gloves and glove-related things, this last month has been a pretty exciting time because it's been award season. We naturally care about the players who are the best defenders within Major League Baseball. And late October to early November, it's just a great time. On October 18th this year, Rawlings came out with their list of the 3 finalists at each position in each league to win the Gold Glove. And then on November 3rd, with a special broadcast on ESPN, they announced the winners of the Gold Glove at each position within both leagues. And in addition to Rawlings being the official glove of the MLB and first and foremost a glove maker, they're also a marketing machine. And they play up that 2-week gap between the finalists being announced and the actual awards being awarded super well. I think that they understand with their award, the Rawlings Gold Glove Award, that maybe the best statistical defender might not be selected as the winner at each position. And they seem to have understand that that's actually okay. The controversy that can sometimes come if a certain individual doesn't win a Gold Glove just furthers the amount of the time that the Rawlings name is getting thrown around post the baseball season ending. It's pretty genius. Everything that Rawlings does surrounding the actual award itself is pretty incredible. I'm going to go ahead and get the award up here for those of you who are watching. Just look at this thing. It's super beautiful. If you win this award, you're going to get your name on the base of the trophy. And if you wear a Rawlings glove, they actually put your real pattern of Rawlings glove into the gold leather on the glove that goes on top of the trophy. And what I think the players value most of all is that if you do win a Rawlings Gold Glove Award and you wear Rawlings as your game day model, they will let you put a gold patch on the back of your glove. I'm going to put this Gold Glove Award away. And for those of you watching again, I got the actual Rawlings glove here now. So you see this red patch that usually comes on most Rawlings gloves. If you are a Gold Glove winner, they'll pull this patch off and they will actually put a gold patch on here. And believe it or not, Rawlings, they don't let anybody wear a gold patch unless you have won a Gold Glove. You might see people out there that haven't won Gold Gloves, maybe someone in an adult league or something like that, that has got a counterfeit gold patch out there and put it on there. Just know the only way that you can get that gold patch put on your glove officially is if you have won a Gold Glove Award. So that's a really cool thing and puts you in a really elite level if you do win the award and play Major League Baseball. These are huge marketing tools for Rawlings. not only the ability to get the trophy and have it personalized for you, but then also that gold patch. All right, so these are huge marketing tools for Rawlings. Lindsay Neighbor, she's the senior director of brand marketing for Rawlings, and she was actually the very first interview that we ever had for our Beyond the Glove podcast. And she had mentioned in that interview that the gold patch is a real working advantage for Rawlings, because players, they can be swayed at the award ceremony. They get their trophy, they're all excited. Then they look at someone else, maybe that player specifically, they don't wear a Rawlings glove, but they see another player who does wear a Rawlings glove. They got their specific pattern on the glove, and that player is going to be wearing a gold patch moving forward. She mentioned that there's a lot of players that have made switches. They've seen all the really cool things that can happen if you win a Rawlings Gold Glove Award and you wear Rawlings gloves during the game. And although it's not confirmed, I actually wonder personally if Vlad Guerrero Jr.'s move to a Rawlings glove over the last few years was the product of going to an award ceremony for the Gold Gloves and seeing how cool things can really be if you win an award and you're a Rawlings Gold Glove user, because he had used a different brand before then, but in the last couple of years, he has now officially switched over to Rawlings. So just something to think about. So moving on from the Rawlings Gold Glove Awards, most people, they hear those awards coming out and then they must think, well, that's the only award. That's the only way that you're going to get any type of prestige in being a good defender in Major League Baseball is if you win one of those awards. Well, you're wrong if you think that way, because there actually is another award out there, and that is going to be the Fielding Bible Awards. And we wouldn't be surprised if you maybe have not heard of the Fielding Bible Awards. This year in 2024, these awards were actually awarded on October 24th. So that date fell in between the announcement of the Rawlings Gold Glove finalists and the Rawlings Gold Glove Award winners. So the Fielding Bible Awards, they've actually been around for a while. So they were first released in 2006, and it came on the heels of the publishing of the book that shares the same name of the trophy. So the first edition of that Fielding Bible book, it actually analyzed every ball that was put in play during the 2005 baseball season, and it ranked fielders based on how well they fielded the baseballs. Outside of Wikipedia, it's interesting. There's not a ton of sources that openly state that the Fielding Bible Awards were created in opposition to the Rawlings Gold Glove Awards. But I do think that it's that must be the reason why they actually ended up creating an award apart from just the book. For a long time with the Gold Glove Awards, a lot of people have felt that there's a real subjective nature to how they choose those awards, and they've done work to shore up that subjective nature over the past decade or so. But it does seem if that book was able to really definitively state who was the best defenders, why not award those defenders who have proven that they're definitely the best in the game? So most of you guys probably want to know out there, what actually is the difference between the Rawlings Gold Glove Awards and the Fielding Bible Awards? The way that I've been able to do the analysis is I've kind of been able to break it down into 3 points that really separate the two awards apart. The first difference is going to be who votes on each award. So for your Rawlings Gold Glove Awards, it's going to be a panel of coaches and managers within the league. So you never actually find out the exact coaches and managers that vote, but that's essentially who's going to be doing the voting for the Gold Gloves. The Fielding Bible Award, it's a little bit different, as a panel of approximately 15 experts have gone ahead and voted for that award. These the experts that have voted on these in the past and currently, there's names like Bill James, Peter Gammons, Eduardo Perez. So you know that these people really, they know the craft and they know who they're voting for. The second big difference is going to be the amount of the awards. So when it comes to the Gold Gloves, you're going to have 20 awards. So there's 10 awards given out for each league. You're going to have 9 positions for the American League and the National League. And then there also is a utility award for both the National League and the American League. And if you wanted to go even further, you could actually say that there's 22 awards, because Rawlings does end up giving out the Platinum Glove Award a little bit after the Gold Glove Awards. The Platinum Glove Award, that's going to be the award that's voted on by fans, and there's going to be one winner from both the National League and the American League. It can be any position for that award. The Fielding Bible Awards, when it comes to the actual amount of awards, there's a lot more scarcity. So you're just going to get 10 awards overall with the Fielding Bible Awards. You're going to get your all 9 positions. There's going to be a utility position award as well. And actually, they even go further to pick the top defender of the year. That person is always going to be someone who won one of the 10 positional awards, though. The third difference is going to be the transparency of the voting. So with the Gold Gloves, as I kind of mentioned earlier, we do get a gist of who is voting, but there's not really any details as to who voted or how they voted. They do send out a statistical guide based on Saber's defensive index rating, and that's included with the voter guide that goes to all the coaches and managers. But aside from that, there's not a ton that we know about how the voting goes after that. The Fielding Bible is way different because we know exactly who everybody voted for that is on the panel. So if what you can do is a few days after they announce the Fielding Bible Awards, for example, this year, the awards were announced on the 24th of October. On the 28th of October, on the Fielding Bible website, they went ahead and they listed how every individual on the panel voted for the award. So you can actually see exactly how they voted. No one's going to be stuffing a ballot for a player that they particularly like for no good reason when you know that everyone's going to be able to see how you voted in the end. So overall, when you're looking at the Fielding Bible Awards, they're probably the award to consider if you want to find out who is the absolute best defender at each position in Major League Baseball, especially by advanced statistical measures. They've got that panel. They're all experts. And as well, the scarcity of the award. When you look at the Gold Gloves, there's 20 awards. There's only 10 of the Fielding Bible. So what I would say as well about the Fielding Bibles is that they probably have brought some justice to some defenders who may go under the radar for a Gold Glove. One player I like to think of, because we're here in Kansas City, Lorenzo Cain, he won a Fielding Bible Award in 2018 before he ever won a Rawlings Gold Glove Award, which he won in 2019. And it's crazy. That guy was an awesome center fielder that he never got a Gold Glove until 2019. And he actually won the Fielding Bible Award, which is probably subjectively harder to win. He won that award before he won the Gold Glove, which is kind of cool. I think as far as the Fielding Bible Awards are concerned, they could probably use some shoring up when it comes to presentation, though. So like many of you out there that are listening, actually, I can't say that. I know some of you guys listening you guys know your stuff, but I would imagine the average fan doesn't know about the Fielding Bible Awards. They don't have a great trophy like Rawlings. They could really use some publicity because it is a cool award. And I think more people really need to know about it, just to know that there's something out there aside from just the Gold Gloves. Rawlings, they're the opposite of the Fielding Bible Awards. They crush it in regard to prestige and marketing. And they even, and to their credit, they've even tried to shore up the statistical portion of the award by offering that Saber defensive index rating to all the individuals who are going to be voting on the award. This past year, JustGloves, we had a cool opportunity. I kind of got ahead of it, and I wanted to make sure that I did some sort of analysis of both awards. So between the two awards, you have the Rawlings Gold Glove, you have 20 individual awards. With the Fielding Bible, you have 10 individual awards. So we're a glove company. We sell different brands. I wanted to make sure that I did an analysis of how the awards were given out by brand. This is one of my favorite things to do each year. And I'm going to have our producer, Adam, he's going to put up the image for you guys so that if you're watching, you can kind of see how it was broken down. But it was pretty cool to see. As far as brand goes, Rawlings, they were king. They had over 50% of they had exactly 50% of the awards between the Fielding Bible and the Gold Glove Awards. They were given to individuals that used Rawlings gloves. Wilson wasn't far behind, though. They were at 43%. And then there were two companies that snuck in there, too. It was really cool to see Marucci. Alex Bregman, he wore a Marucci, he won a Gold Glove, and then Mizuno also got in there too, as Chris Sale, he uses a Mizuno glove, and he won a Gold Glove this year too. The breakdowns, you can get even further as you want to go. I thought that this was pretty interesting. This kind of makes sense. As far as webs go, the iWeb, that was the most popular. 30% of the winners were iWebs. As many of you guys know, infielders, the iWeb crushes it. So that had the most percentage of wins for web. Coming in second place, as I'm sure you guessed, was the HWeb. And that's going to be big because that's for outfielders. That's going to be your most popular web. Another cool one was color. I always combine tan and blonde together. So between tan and blonde, 33% of the gloves could be called tan or blonde. And then actually 33, another breakdown, 33% is what I would have called multicolor, which 100% makes sense because as we're moving along, I mean, you guys know Wilson, they're dropping gloves every quarter of the year now. And the big thing is vibrant colors. So I think as the years go on, although people do really seem to love their tans, I think that we're going to see tons of multicolored gloves winning these awards. And then lastly, I also broke them down by top series. As far as the top series go, from Wilson, we had the A2000s and the A2Ks. There were 7 A2000s that won awards, and there were 6 A2Ks that won awards, which was cool to see that they were split between the highest level at A2K and the next level at A2000. This next part was really interesting, though. I was able to spot 12 Rawlings Pro Preferred gloves that won awards this year. I personally was not able to find any Heart of the Hides. There was one glove out there, I would say, that kind of gave me a run for my money. It was Carlos Santana for the Twins, the first baseman. His pink first baseman, which is awesome. I could not find out if he was using a Pro Preferred or a Heart of the Hide. So as far as the Rawlings gloves are considered, it was a little bit hard for me to tell what if his glove was going to be a Heart of the Hide or a Pro Preferred. My guess was a Pro Preferred. But overall, I thought that was really cool that we were able to kind of see some of that glove breakdown as far as usage goes between the two awards. Guys, thanks for joining me for this episode. The Rawlings Gold Glove Awards, the Fielding Bible Awards, and although I failed to mention earlier, they're actually presented by the group Sports Info Solutions. They're two great awards. They're awesome for two different reasons. Rawlings, you got the prestige, the marketing, it's a great time. The Fielding Bible, when it comes to crunching down defensive analysis, I think it does it the best. Within the market, as far as awards go, I think that there is more than plenty of room for both of the awards to exist. If you guys have any comments on how this year's defensive awards season went, please leave a message in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the episode, the biggest thing you can also do is tell your friends out there that you're enjoying it, and definitely subscribe to our Just Gloves YouTube channel so that you can go ahead and get a notice every time we come out with new podcast episodes. And if you really liked it, give us a thumbs up too.